Hey everybody, this is Lorelia doing a video today. It's been a minute since I did my last video, I believe 10 days ago. But since that time, I've been very busy. So unfortunately, I have been unable to get video content out there um, as frequent as I want to. But today is something that I want to talk about, which you see in the title, which is credit mix. It has to do with your chances of getting business funding. I said in the last video, and I gave you a an example of the difference between credit funding and credit and business credit. Many people use that terminology interchangeably, but when it comes down to you actually getting funds and accessing the money that you need to either start a business, expand a business, or whatever you have in mind, the terminology matters. So let's get started. Credit mix and why that's so important. So right now we're in a day and time where, there's a lot of tricks of the trade. A lot of people are saying that they know the secret trick that they can put in place or implement to take you from, I guess, a 500 to a 700. And I'm not disputing it. It possibly is. Anything is possible, especially with the Equifax data breach. There are things that you can even leverage with that to have items removed. But the one thing you cannot fake credit mix and credit age. Now, what is that? As I mentioned to you before, when you start to go into the place or the space of trying to obtain credit funding, what is credit funding? That is actual cash money that is wired or transferred to your bank account. It's not the tricks of the trade that you may have heard on multiple YouTube channels on how to get a quick business credit card for $3,000 to $5,000, then hope to get another, and so on and so on. I'm talking about getting credit funding that can go way beyond 30,000 and north of that. Once you start to really get into that space, the credit mix really matters. And that you cannot fake. Now, what is credit mix? It has to do with the type of accounts that you have. I did a lot of consultations in the past 2 weeks, and what I'm noticing is that a lot of people don't have the credit mix. And I've said in other videos, many people are saying, well, how is it that I just got, credit repair or credit restoration, and I had a 500 credit score, but now I have a 700 credit score, and I can't still seem to get approved for anything. And this is a common situation that people are facing. And the reason why is because you don't have a mix. So you can't go from a 500 to a 700 and let me retract. Not that I say you can't go, but say if that is to happen. If you are going from the restoration stage and now you're going into the credit rebuilding stage, the only thing that you may have is a possible First Premier card, Open Sky, Credit One, maybe Cat One. And your balance may be no more than about $300 or $500 as a balance. And you may have a few low balance credit cards. Now, this is not to credit shame anyone, because remember, you went from the credit restoration stage to the credit rebuilding stage. So right now, the person only has time on their side. That's why I said you cannot fake credit age. So one may say, oh, no, Loretta, you can have an authorized user onto your bank account. Let me, I can't stress this enough. if there are lenders out there that are going to give you, whether it's unsecured, uncollateralized money, or even any type of funding that may go, like I said, north of 30,000, do you really think that you are going to outsmart the banks that are trillion-dollar entities into tricking you to get to lend you $50,000, and the only thing you have on your credit report is an Open Sky card or a Credit One card for $300 to $500, and you may have a few of those? You're not going to trick them. It's not going to happen. See, a lot of people will get into this space and have people to think that. If you're not going to take my word for it, I always tell people, go ahead and try it yourself. There are a lot of online business lenders where you can try to access lines of credit, term loans, equipment financing, whatever the case may be. And you go through the process of trying to get some type of access to money and see what they ask you. What you're going to find is that they're going to ask you a lot of the stuff that I've discussed on this channel. Age of the business, types of credit you have, your paying back habits. How did you pay back your bills? They're going to ask you the multitude of all the things that I discussed here on this channel. So credit mix matters. And even once you get within the credit mix, a lot of them will look at the amount of revolving debt that you have. So a lot of times you may need to have revolving debt north of 10 to 15,000. Because remember, you're asking a lender to loan you $30,000 to $50,000. But you have no history in being able to pay other loans off that may mirror that or may be close to that. Now, like I said, if your thing is to really just get a $3,000 or a $5,000 credit card, then what I'm saying, it may not apply. It may not apply, because I understand that this conversation is a big girl and a big boy conversation. It's not for the person who is really trying to think that they're going to trick themselves into wealth. Because a lot of times, you may be thinking that you found the shortcut, but a lot of times, the joke is on the person who think that they have beat the system. That's a hard pill to swallow. Because right now we're in a time and a place where people really don't think. And I always say this, why prevent yourself from getting access to funding, getting access to capital, because you want to just do a few tricks? Rebuilding your credit is the easiest thing that you can do. Why? Because of the multitude of information. You got almost everybody and their mama saying that they're a credit professional. And I'm not here to say they're not or they are. But what's good is, the good side of it, the bright side of it is that anything that you keep doing, you bound to win. So imagine if you just spent 6 months to a year working on rebuilding your credit, whatever that may be, whether you hire somebody, whether you do it yourself. Get the knack, understand how it works, be a student of this information, and you will learn that the doors would open up to you. But I can't stress this enough, and people don't believe me. It's not until you get into the place of trying to access money. I'm currently right now working with somebody, and there has been some things that the person had encountered, and I said to that person, you know, I'm not just rehashing what I've heard somebody say on another YouTube channel. I'm living this in real life. I know what it is that the lenders may or may not ask for. The one thing that I know is that is nobody going to lend you 30,000 or more, or 40,000 or 50,000 and any type of business lending, business funding, and your credit's bad, your business doesn't make no money, you have no track record. It's just not going to happen. You know, can you do a few tricks to get a $1,500 credit card, a $3,000, a $5,000? It's possible. So that's really my story. You know, I mean, that's it. You know, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Really quick message today, but if you are somebody who is interested learning how to rebuild your credit, links will be below this video. Want to do a 15-minute consultation, quick consultation, to see if you will qualify for any type of lending that I can help you be able to obtain. The link will be below this video. Go to cashflow.yourmoneymentor.com. Until the next video, I will see